everybody. We are doing problem number 7 for MAC 1147, Spring 2012, Test 1A. Number 7 asks us to find the domain of the expression, the square root of the absolute value of 3 minus 2x, and all of that minus 5. Okay, so for this, the domain, all we have to worry about is that it's under a square root. And we know that you can't take the square root of a negative number. So that means whatever is underneath the square root has to be greater than or equal to 0. So we have the absolute value of 3 minus 2x minus 5 has to be greater than or equal to 0. And so we have these absolute value bars, which can kind of confuse us, so we need to get rid of those. And to do that, we have to create a piecewise function. So we can assume that whatever is inside the absolute value bars is going to be positive, and if it's always positive, then we can just drop the absolute value bars. So it's just 3 minus 2x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. And then also we have to assume that whatever is in the absolute value bars is negative. And so if we know that it's always going to be negative, to get rid of the absolute value bars, we just multiply it by a negative. So then it becomes negative 3 minus 2x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. And now we can just solve for both of these to see what x has to be greater than or less than or equal to. Okay, so this one is just going to be 3 minus 5, which is minus 2, and then minus 2x greater than or equal to 0, and then we can subtract our negative 2 over, so it's negative 2x greater than or equal to negative 2, and then we're going to divide by a negative 2, and when we divide with inequalities, we always have to switch our inequality, so then it becomes x is less than or equal to, and then negative 2 divided by negative 2 just gives us 1. So we know that x has to be less than or equal to 1. And now we need to solve this inequality. And so what we want to do first is distribute this negative sign into the parentheses. So we get negative 3 plus 2x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. We can combine our negative 3 and our negative 5, and so we have negative 8 plus 2x is greater than or equal to 0. And so we're going to add our 8 onto both sides, so we get 2x is greater than or equal to 8. And then if we divide by 2, we get x is greater than or equal to 4. So we need x to be greater than or equal to 4 and x to be less than or equal to 1. And so that means that our domain is going to be from negative infinity to negative 1, including negative 1, so we use a bracket because it's less than or equal to, union, and then from 4, including 4, so we use a bracket, to positive infinity. And so that is our answer, and the only answer choice that gives that is B.